Retail theft, a crime that can hurt more than just the retailers.
These are not victimless crimes, especially in the case where Angelenos are attacked through force or fear.
Los Angeles has afflicted more than any other city in the country. And like many other cities and states, this year they launched a task force to tackle organized retail crime.
Those who commit these crimes will be caught, they will be held accountable, and we will work to address this issue.
The task force features 22 full-time investigators dedicated to retail crime. In South Florida, following a 9-month multi-agency investigation, authorities charged 14 people in October for stealing more than $20 million in merchandise this year alone.
It is well organized, it is profitable, it is criminal. This is the modern day mafia and criminal organizations that we're taking down.
But crime rings are like weeds. Pull one, and another pops up. So any crackdown needs to get to the root of the problem: how to deter crime in the first place. Retailers have tried solutions like locking up items that are most often stolen, to their own detriment, according to top retail consultant Bert Flickinger.
Locking up the merchandise can reduce sales by anywhere from 12 to 20% or more.
Another option, checking receipts at the door.
Would that stop you?
No, not at all. What, some old lady saying, "Hey, sir. Well, by that time, I already got the stuff in my car. And while they're trying to pull out the phone, I'm out of the parking lot."
Portland's KGW reporter Kyla Bashi interviewed convicted felon and retail crime ringleader Martin Castaway.
Does the presence of a security officer or loss prevention change your decision whether to go into a store or not?
Not really. If I see a security dude with a gun, I know he can't touch me.
He said only the presence of a police officer would give him second thoughts on shoplifting.
911, what's your emergency?
In 1 year, police in the greater Tampa, Florida region logged nearly 17,000 calls to Walmart. That's 2 calls an hour, every day, according to a 2016 Tampa Bay Times analysis.
Unfortunately, it just seems to be a big revolving door, you know? We do all this work, and then it's like, I feel like a month later, I'm doing the same guy over again.
In Clearwater, Walmart called police after a man drank a 98-cent bottle of sweet tea in the store without paying. The police response and subsequent jail time cost taxpayers $1,230, the Times reports. For years, Walmart's been criticized for putting too much of its security burden on police.
Instead of treating security as an expense, the way most of the rest of retail does in Walmart's defense, treat security as an investment, the way Target and Kroger and the independents do so well.
The Times reports local Walmarts generated 4 times as many calls as nearby Targets. Target, which recently closed 9 stores around the country over organized retail crime, says they've made significant investments in hiring more security team staff, third-party guard services, and using theft deterrent tools. Walmart, meanwhile, announced plans to reopen an Atlanta area store that was hit by arsonists last year. When the store opens in May, it'll have a new feature: a police workstation inside.
You're thinking about you're gonna go into this Walmart and do some shoplifting or a robbery or whatever. You see this APD logo and you see, not today.
It's not a solution for every store, and one possible solution isn't at the store at all.
These scammers are having a heyday, particularly online.
Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky is behind the bipartisan Informed Consumers Act, which took effect in June. The new law requires online marketplaces to verify and share identifying information on high-volume third-party sellers.
We want to make sure that we eliminate the opportunity for these frauders, defrauders, and scammers to be able to sell online, and hold these platforms accountable for checking out who these sellers are.
It can make a modest difference on the rogue sellers, but no material changes in reducing crime to date.
Flickinger says the real solutions come from the community, like East Harlem's Abyssinian Development Corporation, a nonprofit born out of the Abyssinian Baptist Church. The group helped bring Pathmark to a relative food desert and used profits from the lease to reinvest in housing, economic development, and social services.
In an area that everybody said was not savable because the junkies had wrecked it for 40 or 50 years, and in a matter of a few years, it was first a requiem and then a whole East Harlem renaissance.
The renaissance would last less than 2 decades. A building sale, a bankruptcy, and a spat between development partners, Pathmark shuttered in 2015, leaving residents with few affordable food options. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. Go to san.com and search Organized Retail Crime to catch up on parts 1 and 2.